So I just bought this 1947 Indian Papoose that has not run in at least 40 years. And to everyone's surprise, we got it running. But the owner bet me $1,000 that I couldn't drive it home, and that's what we're about to do right now in this video. But first we need to change out these awful 80-year-old tires, which turns out to be much harder than expected. All right, so it's back. It's a couple days later. You can see it's beautiful outside. The perfect day to ride that thing home, and I hope we got some tires. I'll tell you all about it. Let's go inside. How's it going? Would you mind if we turn the radio down a little bit? Oh, no, that's fine. Or put in this copyright-free music. All right, so we thought it was gonna be impossible to find tires for these. I mean, you can see these tires are just awful. The most awful thing, guaranteed I would die if I was gonna try to drive it home. We found, luckily enough, maybe not that luckily because we don't know if it's gonna work yet, but on Amazon, for 19 bucks a piece, little RZR children's electric scooters.
They feel plastic.
They feel plastic, they feel awful. Apparently use the exact same size. They're not completely the exact same size. You can see they're way thinner. They're guaranteed to explode at the speeds we're gonna go. The RZR scooters only go like 13 miles an hour. It's gotta be better than that. So let's see if they work. So we put the Papoose on the lift and started taking off the tires, which may have not been replaced in the last 100 years. Tire's not that bad.
No.
It'll work. Chad would have rode it home.
Yeah, I would have.
He's not a baby like us. All right, so while Craig's working on that, he's working on getting those tires. We stumbled upon the back room of the back room, and we found the perfect bikes to teach us to become experts of flat track. Check it out.
Just breaking the bead with my hands because I'm tough.
And Craig is tough, but is he tough enough to replace these tires without being able to use the tire machine because these tires are just way too small?
We just got to get resourceful, Dan. Oh, this thing's just falling. Well, I hope these tires fit because of the way these clamps are. I don't know if I have a choice. Well, there's no saving these things.
Did you make sure that it is the same size, like the same size diameter rim? Just to give you guys an idea, that's what our motorcycle tire looks like. This is what a regular motorcycle tire looks like. It's a little bit smaller.
It's kind of funny, actually. The smaller the tire, the harder they are. Like, bigger tires are always just easier. Stop! Don't do that. Whoa. Yeah, don't do that either. Brake side. Whoa, jeez. That happens quickly.
Two BW200s. And this one's a Honda Fat Cat. So we're gonna be loading these things up in the back of the truck. I assume they run. I've never ridden the thing that they don't. All right, so talking, I asked Gov about these. Gov's the owner of #1 Cycle Center. He owns all this cool stuff. He said the reason he had these was he used to do flat track racing. And they used to have a flat track back here, but then they paved it over. He's like, I don't know what it is, but those 200s, they take a corner like a 750. He's like, they have so much, whatever it is, like, I don't know what it is. And so I'm pumped. Those things they're hard to find bikes. They're super cool, and we're gonna get them loaded up. First, let me go square up with the owner, and then we'll get them loaded up in the back of the truck. Hopefully by then, Craig will have the tires on and we'll be able to ride that thing home. And then Craig started having even more problems with the new tires and tubes.
Seriously? Come on. Do you guys have patches?
Come on, Craig. The first day putting tubes in or what?
Well, it's been about 20 years since I had to use a bench vise and screwdrivers. Yeah, we're going to try it again. That's all we can do. We went to put the first tube in, and Chad pinched the tube and put a hole in it. So now we have to use the second tube, and hopefully we'll be able to make something work here. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Chad said you broke the tire.
No, Chad didn't. He's just blaming it on me. I was like, just back up. I'll do it.
Classic Chad. I've said the guy, he bought it from 10 years ago, the Papoose, never rode it. He said, Gov suspects it may not have been fired up since Europe.
Are you serious?
All right, so here's the problem. We keep on getting little tiny, these are like the thinnest child bicycle tubes, and they keep on getting little holes in it. So Craig's doing the best he can to patch this up. We think we may have gotten it. It looks good. Let's try it off. Let's put some duct tape on it and see that help us out. All we gotta do is get home.
All we gotta do is get home.
All right, we got the 3 bikes on the back there. Let's go see if Craig is ready with the Papoose. Hopefully he got that tire figured out. And let's mix some fuel for us to get home. And my wife told me don't do anything dangerous, so I'm probably not gonna drive it like this, but maybe we might have to. So after like 12 patches in each tire and some duct tape, we were finally ready for our 6-hour ride home on this 250-year-old motorcycle. Papoose.
Papoose.
Not sure why those tires took so long, but
I'm gonna put this in my pocket, take it home, and put it in my truck. Ready, Freddie?
Yep. It's so light.
I know, right? So cool.
Oh, it's perfect. It's ready. Throw in the comments if you think I'll make it. Let's see if this 1940s Paratrooper bike that may not have run more than at all since Europe can get me 5 hours home back to Lancaster. Let's do it. Man, this is cool. Could you guys imagine, like, show up in Germany or somewhere in the 40s and you're fighting the war, and this is the little guy they give you, and you get this thing thrown out of an airplane, and you're riding this thing through fields and roads, and this trip could not have been going better. The Papoose was running so perfectly, it became very clear to me right away that nothing was gonna go wrong with this bike. What do you think?
It wasn't super smoky.
No, it was running good until it wasn't running.
There's fuel.
I don't think we ever looked at the plug, did we? Did we ever see the plug?
Yeah.
Oh, we did? What does that say to you, Craig?
It's hot. It's hot.
Otherwise, that plug looked good?
Yeah.
I know brand new plugs, I know burnt plugs. Wow.
Choke.
So even though I've only been on the road for about 1.5 minutes, we had one breakdown. It's still not that bad. I'm still very hopeful. This thing's running great, and we're taking this thing the whole way to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And even though this Papoose was cruising at a whopping 35-ish miles an hour, the people behind me were still a little bit confused about what a double yellow line means. Look at this old thing crushing this big giant hill. I'm still pulling too. You can't stop this thing. I don't know if you guys remember this. This is the place that we actually With the last Indian, we tried to make this same trip. Almost caught on fire. I just wanted to stop real quick. Front one might be doing a little bit better than the back one, but still not bad. I actually thought that since these were like child's electric motorcycle scooters tires, that they would just be like all gummed up. But they're, I mean, it's not a cool day, but they're holding up pretty well. How many miles left? How many miles will be done? No way. Now you may be wondering why I was so confident to bet $1,000, which I borrowed from my wife, on getting this bike home. It's because the 3 out of 3 times I have attempted to ride an old motorcycle home, I always make it back. Once with a WLA-45 Harley Davidson that was running on 1 cylinder. The second time was with a Benelli dirt bike that had 0 miles on it. And the third time was with a 1948 Indian Chief in sub-freezing temperatures. When it comes down to it, I'm just too stupid to quit. But then something happened that we never could have expected. Who would have thought this would have broken down on our 300-year-old motorcycle? My back end's feeling real fishy. Is my back tire flat?
Yeah, your back tire is very flat.
Oh, shoot. Yep, I'm feeling it. Hold it up. If you guys didn't see the video where we tried all these Amazon stuff, go check it out. It's a pretty good video. Look how fast it's filling up. Whoa! It's crazy. Well, we stopped right here at a message written in the dirt. Let's go to the gas station, get some Fix-A-Flat, and see if we can get this thing up and running. I'm not willing to give up yet.
Nope.
Good thing we got plenty of room in the back of the truck for it. Take straps, the only straps I use. My 1940 something papoose breaks down. All the bikes are just strapped to each other. One bike is actually strapped to the truck.
Oh, nice.
Strap it to another bike. Is there enough room for me to sit right here with my bike? Not really.
They look familiar. Bikes and beards.
Yes, sir. I know we need a tube. Do you have any 8-inch tire tube? It's for, we can show you.
Yeah.
It's for a 1940s Indian papoose. And there's the culprit right here. It got us this far, but. So the guys at the store were super nice, but they didn't have an inner tube for the size that we needed. But they did recommend that a place down the street might have what we're looking for, so we headed over there. Do you have any 8-inch inner tubes? It's Indian papoose. You ever put a 10-inch in an 8-inch? I mean, we can, let's take the...
You need it today.
Yeah, we're trying to get home. I mean, can we take the tire off and come in and try to put the thing on there? So this place did not have an 8-inch tire tube, but they did have a 10-inch tire tube, but we realized it wouldn't fit. So he suggested we put this slime stuff in it, and that should seal any holes that are inside. We're gonna do our best and try that, and hopefully be back on the road a little bit. And it would appear that we are back in business. So, like,
I tell you what, if I'm ever jumping out of an airplane with a motorcycle,
this is
it's
it.
going to be a papoose.
Get those things moving all up in there. And because I'm a sucker for a good deal, the owner sold me this awesome little Honda Metro, which took the space where the papoose would have gone if it broke down. Which means now it has to make it home. Take straps for whatever stupid thing I'm putting on the back of my truck. Just like we can throw like 3 more bikes on here. All right, so now we got good tires. Now that our buddies at Turf and Trail Equipment hooked us up, and we should be good to go. Come on, Dan, let's do this. We're burning daylight. Trying to choke it. Stuck. Let's do this. And we were off. And once again, things were going as perfectly as I planned, which reminds me of one of my favorite Bible verses, Proverbs 16:9. A man's heart plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. Oh no! No! You guys have any throttle cables? I mean, that's a normal size. That's a normal connection right there, right? For that on that throttle?
Well, yeah.
I mean, honestly, if I could just put on like a pull cord, put on a bungee strap or something like that. Is there enough slack in here? We can just like...
That's what I was wondering.
You can't stop me from breaking a little piece like this. Now, obviously, a throttle cable is not gonna stop me. But what will stop me is the fact that the rear tire is once again flat.
Nice. Tire's flat again too. Did you see that?
No. Oh. And then I have to say something that I never thought I would ever say. Well, and in the biggest upset of Bikes and Beards history, we couldn't do it.